You think you're wearing him down, but he's already turned your chaos into his checkmate. You're not pushing his buttons, you're arming his arsenal. In the Sigma male's world, every scream, every jab, every desperate power play is a brick in the wall he's building to shut you out. Patience? It's not weakness, it's a predator sizing up its prey. Welcome to Sigma Male Community, the unapologetic hub for lone wolves who thrive in silence and strike with precision. If you're here, you're either a Sigma forging your path or a curious soul decoding our ways. Either way, strap in. Today we're peeling back the layers of why testing a Sigma male's patience isn't just a misstep. It's a catastrophic blunder that'll leave you scrambling in the wreckage of your own making. This isn't a feel-good chat. It's a wake-up call for the self-reliant, the stoic, the unbreakable. Let's dive into the mind of the high-value man who turns your noise into his victory. 1. He weaponizes your chaos into your downfall. Your tantrums and mind games aren't met with resistance, they're dissected in real time. Every tear you shed, every door you slam, every manipulative whisper you let slip becomes a data point in his mental blueprint of your instability. While you're out there performing your outrage like it's opening night, he's quietly reverse engineering your emotional wiring, pinpointing pressure points you didn't even know you had. He's not rattled, he's taking notes. The exit isn't some emotional breakdown, it's a tactical strike. When he cuts you loose, it's with the precision of a surgeon excising a tumor, targeting the vulnerabilities you handed him on a silver platter during your meltdown. You thought you were in control, but you were just loading his gun. This isn't about petty revenge, it's about mastery over chaos. The Sigma male doesn't flinch because he's already seen the endgame. Your storm doesn't shake him, it fuels him. He's not interested in shouting you down or matching your drama, he's too busy turning your own mess into his advantage. By the time you realize he's gone, it's too late. You've been outmaneuvered not because he fought back, but because he let your chaos do the work for him. It's the kind of cold, rational strength that turns a screaming match into a silent victory, leaving you to pick up the pieces of a battle you didn't even know you lost. 2. Elimination Explosion. Betas rage. Alphas dominate. Sigmas erase. You're waiting for the fireworks, screaming matches, tearful accusations, maybe even a slammed fist on the table, but that's not his style. His silence is the void before matter collapses, a stillness so absolute it's almost deafening. One day you're poking at his boundaries, thinking you've got him cornered, and the next you're a ghost in his algorithm. No drama, no final monologue, just deletion. He doesn't burn bridges. He detonates the foundation while you're still standing on it, leaving you to fall into the abyss of your own creation. That absence you feel? It's not emptiness, it's the echo of a decision he made long before you noticed. This isn't impulsiveness, it's efficiency honed to a razor's edge. The Sigma male doesn't waste energy on explosions because he knows true power lies in removal. Why exhaust himself proving a point when he can simply erase you from his orbit? It's a calculated move, a shedding of dead weight that lets him keep his focus on what matters. His peace, his path, his purpose. You're left reeling, wondering where it all went wrong, but he's already miles ahead, unburdened by the chaos you thought would break him. That's the beauty of elimination. It's final, it's clean, and it's devastatingly effective. 3. Closure is a myth he embodies. You'll wait forever for that cathartic showdown, the "you hurt me" speech, the dramatic exit, the closure you think you deserve. It's never coming. Sigma closure isn't a conversation. It's an execution carried out in silence. Your repeated disrespect was the trial, your every crossed line the evidence, and his detachment the verdict. By the time you sense he's pulling away, he's already rebuilt his world in a fortress you'll never find, let alone breach. No texts, no calls, just the chilling realization that you've been architecting your own exile with every boundary you trampled. The door didn't shut, it dematerialized, and you're left staring at a wall of your own making. This isn't avoidance, it's transcendence. The Sigma male doesn't owe you an explanation because his actions speak louder than any words could. He's not running from conflict, he's rising above it, leaving you to wrestle with the fallout. That lack of closure stings because it forces you to face the consequences of your own choices, unsoftened by his reassurance or regret. It's a brutal lesson in accountability, delivered without a single syllable. He's moved on not because he's weak, but because he's strong enough to let silence be the final word. You wanted a fight, he gave you a mirror. 4. Loss is his contingency plan. While you're out there probing for cracks in his armor, he's stress testing a life without you. Every slight you throw, every promise you break, every jab you land fuels his backup protocols. Losing you isn't a threat, it's a calculated upgrade he's already prepared for. While you're busy rehearsing your next argument, he's rehearsed solitude, turning it into a strength rather than a weakness. When he walks away, it's not a retreat, it's a strategic extraction from a position that's been compromised one too many times. You were always expendable, his piece is not. That exit isn't some impulsive snap, it's a decade of emotional discipline crystallized into one decisive move. This is resilience in action, the kind of unshakable core that lets him cut ties without blinking. The Sigma male doesn't cling to relationships out of fear or sentiment. He evaluates them like a tactician, weighing cost against benefit. If you tip the scales too far, he's ready to let go, not because he's cold but because he's practical. Solitude isn't punishment for him, it's freedom. When he leaves, he's not losing you, he's reclaiming himself, stepping back into the quiet strength that defines him. You thought you were irreplaceable, but he'd already mapped out a future where you don't exist. 5. You're pushing buttons on a dead console. That smirk you think you're provoking? It's not irritation, it's the ghost of empathy fading away. Your provocations land in an emotional vacuum, hitting nothing because he checked out 3 tests ago. He let you keep performing not out of weakness, but to confirm what he already knew. You're a liability not worth engaging. By the time you ramp up the drama, he's not just unplugged, he's redirected that energy to something that actually matters. You're shouting into a severed frequency, mistaking dead air for a win. The silence isn't him breaking, it's you being archived mid-sentence, a relic of a game he's already quit. This detachment is power, pure and simple. The Sigma male doesn't react because he doesn't need to. Your chaos can't touch him once he's decided you're irrelevant. He's not avoiding your taunts, he's rendering them obsolete, letting you tire yourself out while he moves forward. It's a masterclass in emotional control, turning your noise into nothing more than static on a screen he's already turned off. You thought you were getting under his skin, but all you did was prove why he was right to pull the plug. Keep pushing, he's already gone. If you're running Sigma protocols, you feel this truth in your bones. If you're here studying us, etch it into your mind, your chaos only works on amateurs. Real power isn't in reacting, it's in making the game irrelevant. What's coming next isn't just insight, it's armor for the battles you didn't even know you were fighting. Lock in, this is where the lone wolf sharpens his edge. 6. The mirror cracked you first. His patience is a mirror, reflecting your toxicity back at you in high definition, no filters, no excuses. Your escalating chaos isn't controlling him, it's laying bare your own instability under his unflinching gaze. That knot in your stomach when he stays calm? That's you staring down the ugliness he refuses to indulge. He doesn't need to call out your flaws, his stillness amplifies them until they're screaming in your face. The meltdown you thought you'd force out of him? It's already happening, to you, redirected back to its source with surgical precision. This reflection isn't accidental, it's a deliberate tool. The Sigma male uses your own behavior to expose you, not because he's cruel, but because he's honest with himself. He won't stoop to your level, he'll let you climb up to see the mess you've made, then leave you there to deal with it. It's a brutal kind of clarity, the kind that strips away your illusions and leaves you raw. You wanted to break him, but all you did was crack yourself wide open. He's not the one who flinches, you are. 7. The firewall is impenetrable. His emotional defenses are a fortress. Think Fort Knox with a sci-fi upgrade. Once you're flagged as hostile, every plea, guilt trip, or desperate reach hits a kill switch that doesn't even flicker. There's no negotiating, no backdoor, no weak spot to exploit. This barrier isn't built from spite. It's next-gen self-preservation, quarantining your drama before it can even knock on his door. You're not just blocked, you're fossilized in a system so advanced, your attempts to reconnect only prove why it exists. His piece isn't up for debate, it's sovereign, untouchable, and entirely his own. This isn't a wall you can climb, it's a force field you can't even dent. The Sigma male has honed his boundaries into something impenetrable, not out of fear, but out of a deep commitment to his own stability. Every time you bang on that firewall, you're not getting closer, you're just showing him he made the right call. It's a quiet strength that doesn't need to flex, a resolve that turns your noise into nothing more than a faint echo on the wrong side of the line. You're out, and that's where you'll stay. Patience is a countdown, not a virtue. That calm you're testing? It's not tolerance, it's a ticking clock you don't hear. While you're racking up petty wins, smugly thinking he's letting it slide, he's auditing your worth against the sanctuary of his peace. Each trespass shaves time off your stay. When the detachment hits, it's not exhaustion. It's a cold, corporate shutdown of a branch that's been bleeding red too long. You weren't stretching his patience, you were speeding up your own exit. That silence you took for permission? It was probation and you just flunked the final test. This countdown is deliberate, a measured assessment rooted in logic over emotion. The Sigma male doesn't snap, he calculates, watching your behavior like a scientist tracking variables. When the timer hits 0, there's no fanfare, no warning shot, just a clean break that leaves you stunned. You thought you were playing him, but he was playing the long game, waiting for you to overstep one too many times. His patience wasn't a gift, it was a deadline and you missed it by a mile. 9. No boomerang. Only exit velocity. Forget ghosting, Sigma departure is a cosmic event. Once he's out, you're not coming back into his orbit, not even as a blip on the radar. No late-night texts, no sentimental slip-ups. He doesn't miss you. He pities the version of himself that put up with you. His exit is so absolute it warps your reality. Were you ever even there? That absence isn't a hole, it's an event horizon, pulling you into the void of your own irrelevance. He's not drifting away, he's launching forward with a velocity that leaves you light years behind. This isn't indecision, it's propulsion. The Sigma male doesn't linger on what's done. He accelerates toward what's next, shedding anything that slows him down. You're not a memory to revisit, you're a lesson already learned, filed away and forgotten. That speed, that finality, is what makes his exit so jarring. You're still spinning in the wake, trying to piece it together while he's already charting new skies. Cross him once too often and you're not just gone, you're erased from the map. 10. Offenses are evidence, not grudges. Every slight you dish out is catalogued with the precision of a forensic analyst, not to stoke anger but to build an airtight case for your removal. He doesn't seethe or stew, he subpoenas your behavior, stacking exhibit after exhibit until the verdict's undeniable. By the time silence falls, it's not spite, it's a ruling from a mental court where your excuses didn't even get a hearing. The emotional ledger isn't balanced, it's closed and you're not forgiven, you're irrelevant. Your offenses aren't wounds, they're receipts he cashes in when it's time to walk away. This is justice, not vengeance, a rational tally of what you've brought to the table. The Sigma male doesn't let feelings cloud the facts, he lets your actions write your sentence. It's not personal, it's procedural, a process that keeps his world clean of clutter. You thought he was brushing it off but he was building a dossier. When he cuts you off, it's not a grudge settling, it's a conclusion drawn from evidence you provided. You handed him the proof, he just signed the order. 11. You mistook strategy for weakness. The fatal flaw, you saw his stillness as surrender. That long fuse, you thought you were lighting? It was a dead man's switch and you just flipped it. While you danced on what you assumed was his breaking point, he was plotting your expiration with the calm of a general. The detonation isn't loud, it's the silent collapse of every bridge you thought you owned. By the time you hear the rubble settle, he's already on higher ground, surveying a horizon you'll never touch. Testing him wasn't a dare, it was your signature on your own eviction notice, penned in your own chaos. This is strategy at its finest, quiet, deliberate, and lethal. The Sigma male doesn't need to prove his strength with noise, he proves it with outcomes. You thought you were ahead because he didn't push back, but he was always 3 moves ahead, waiting for you to overplay your hand. When he strikes, it's not a reaction, it's a checkmate you didn't see coming. His patience was never a flaw, it was a trap and you walked right into it thinking you'd won. The game was over before you even rolled the dice. Sigma patience isn't endurance, it's a silent judgment. Test it, and you're the defendant in a trial you didn't know you were on. That's the raw truth of the lone wolf's world, where chaos is a liability and calm is a blade. If you're a Sigma, you're nodding right now, feeling that fire in your chest. This is your code, your strength, your edge. If you're still learning, let this sink in. The high-value man doesn't bend to noise, he breaks it. Sigma male community isn't just a channel, it's your forge hammering out the wisdom and grit you need to dominate your path. Don't just watch, act. Smash that like button if this hit home, drop a comment with your thoughts, share this with a brother who needs to wake up, And if you're already in the pack, turn on notifications so you never miss a drop. This is where the self-reliant rise, where the stoics sharpen their resolve. Stay fierce, stay silent, stay Sigma, because the world doesn't move you, you move it.